So we're going to join in this melody. It's called a nigun. This is a melody that has no specific words, so we can focus on how the music makes us feel. So please join in as we sing with a smile. Ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya 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 la 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 ya la
It's really easy. La 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la. There you go. Ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 to be able to join together. So I'm Rabbi Heidi Cohen. This is Cantor David Reinwald. And most important of all, that's Sarah Hernandez. Yeah, you guys know her, right? Sarah, so today it's Shabbat. And so what is Shabbat? Shabbat is the seventh day that God gives to us to rest. So God goes ahead and creates the world in 6 days, and then on the seventh day, as we read in Genesis, in the very beginning of the Bible, God says, on the seventh day, God rests from all the work that God does, or that God did. Then we get a rule later on that's going to say, just like God rested on the seventh day, so too should we rest on the seventh day, to have Shabbat, because our lives are so crazy and so busy. And that the whole idea of if we don't take a break, then we're gonna fall. We're gonna just completely collapse. And so how important it is to have a day of rest. So on Shabbat, we have services. Shabbat's like Sabbath, right? So in Christianity, the Sabbath will be on Sunday. In the Muslim tradition, actually, it'll be Friday. In the Jewish tradition, it's Friday night through Saturday night. And so on Friday night, we have a service, and then, of course, this morning, we also have a service and Torah study and things like that to be able to observe Shabbat. So Sarah, as becoming a bat mitzvah, she's not having a bat mitzvah. A bat mitzvah is a person. Literally means bat, daughter of, mitzvah, Torah. Okay, so Sarah is becoming a daughter of Torah. This is something that happens when somebody turns 13 years old. Okay, a boy will become bar mitzvah, son of the commandments, when he's 13, and a girl, bat, daughter of the commandments. So she is becoming bat mitzvah. Part of that responsibility of becoming a bat mitzvah is to spend a long time learning about Judaism, learning about the traditions, learning about the practices, and then reaching this awesome moment where she gets to lead us in our Shabbat worship. So this isn't a performance, so we're not going to applaud things, but we're going to be a part of it. We're going to join together with it. So I want to make sure everybody has a prayer book, great, right in front of you guys there. Grab those prayer books, so that way you can use them as well and you can follow along. What do you notice about your prayer book? Keep trying, go for it. There you go. It opens the opposite way, right? Yeah. So in Judaism, the main language is Hebrew. All right. So Hebrew is read from right to left instead of from left to right. So therefore, the prayer book opens the opposite way that our English books do. And so if you notice, open it up to like any page in the middle. Just kind of open it up. There you go. Beautiful. Good job. So if you see that there's the Hebrew, these kind of crazy letters, right? Wait, you don't have any Hebrew on your page. That was wild. There we go. Oh, let's find a different one too. There we are. Perfect. All right. So you have the Hebrew on one column on the right-hand side, but then on the left-hand column is English transliteration. And the transliteration is there because not everybody knows how to read Hebrew. They might not have ever learned. They might not have ever, had the experience of going to religious school to learn how to read Hebrew. And so therefore, we want to make sure everybody can follow along. So that transliteration, that's how those Hebrew words are pronounced. But at the bottom of it, below that, is the English translation of that particular prayer. May I borrow your book? Thank you, Sarah. Now, Sarah's book is thicker. It's a bigger book. It's a great weightlifting book as well, because her prayer book has not just Shabbat services in it, but it also has weekday services and special holiday services. Not the high holy days, that's a whole other set of books, but has the holidays. So she has the full, what's called Mishkan Tefillah, that's the name of the book. You all have the Shabbat only prayer book. Now, what's cool with Sarah's book is, if you notice, her Hebrew, she does not have the transliteration. Okay, so when she's reading Hebrew today, she's reading straight from the Hebrew on the prayer book. Later on, when we go and take out the Torah for our Torah service, I'll invite you guys to come up. You can come see the Torah, how it's written, because there's no vowels in the Torah. Those little dots and dashes that are here, those are the A's, E's, I's, O's, Oo's, all those great sounds. You're not going to see that in the Torah, so it's a whole other level of how she reads Hebrew. Also, though, because Sarah has the full prayer book, if you notice in your prayer books, there are 2 page numbers at the bottom. There's black and blue. And good morning, come on all the way in. Awesome, welcome. You'll notice, because of the 2 sets of page numbers, because Sarah has the full prayer book, we're going to go, whenever she calls out a page number, or if I call out a page number, or a cantor does, follow along in the blue page numbers, because that's going to correspond to her book, because again, she's got the full prayer book. All right, so always look for the blue page numbers at the bottom. So throughout the service, feel free to read along. Feel free to try to sound out, thank you. Try to sound out some of the Hebrew, not a problem. I promise if you mispronounce something, lightning will not come down, all right? So don't be afraid to try things. Feel free to sing along with us. If you don't know the words, Lai works very well. Everybody has the ability to sing. You're going to notice also that there's times in our service where we're going to stand up. It's a way of showing respect before God. And you'll notice, too, that there's some choreography that happens. Sometimes we will bow in humble reverence before God. So you'll see some of that that's happening as well. And then also we pray with what we wear. So we have the kippah, the yarmulke, all right, the head covering, that reminds us of God's presence all around us. And then finally, there is the talit, the prayer shawl. Now, we're commanded in the book of Numbers to wear fringes on the corners of our garment. All right, now these fringes, guys, they are called tzitzit. All right, and they remind us of, there are a lot of commandments in the Torah. How many commandments are there, Hannah?
613.
Yeah, you go, girl. Okay. So there are 613 commandments in the Torah. That's a lot of commandments. Now, what the tzitzit are to remind us of is when we look at them, we're reminded that we're supposed to learn about them, not necessarily memorize them. That's why we have books. We have to know where to find them. Okay, we're supposed to learn about them. We're supposed to be able to say, hey, wait a second, there's some commandments that we can't fulfill anymore because times are different, practices are different. So what do they mean? What's the purpose behind them still in our lives today? And so looking on our tzitzit is this great reminder that we should always be learning, that we should never, ever stop learning. We should never say, oh, I know it all. I've got it all. I've got everything memorized. It's all good. because you can't have everything memorized. There is 3,000 years worth of material. Nobody has everything memorized, and that's okay. But it's about our being able to learn. It's about being able to grow and to challenge as well. So, Sarah, you get to receive your very first talit today. And as you know, you can have many talitot, if you've seen my closet. But what a wonderful honor today for you to receive your very first talit. So I'm going to invite your mom to come forward to present you with your talit right here.
Sarah, it's with my pleasure.
Here you go. Just in case you have relatives who will love
Thank
you.
you. It's with my pleasure that I present you with your first talit. I know you'll not only wear it today, but from now on, as you participate in services.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehitate b'tzitzit.
Amen. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, eternal soul of the universe, who makes us holy through the commandments and commands us to wear fringes on the corners of our garment. Mazel tov. Feel free to give Mom a hug. There you go. Beautiful. What did you say here? Doesn't work. We're going to join together now with Modeh Ani, giving thanks to God for all of our blessings. So we're going to turn in our prayer books right now to page 186.
Modeh ani lefanecha, melech chai v'kayam, שהחזרת בנשמתי בחמלה, בחמלה, רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך,
מודה אני לפניך,
מלך חי וקיים, שהחזרת בנשמתי בחמלה, בחמלה, רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך.
We turn to page 224, Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
ועלמא דברך חירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בגאלה ובזמן קריב, וימרו.
Amen. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם לעולמי יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם ויתעשה, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה. בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה וימרו.
Amen. As we turn to the next page, page 226, please rise for Baruch Hu, our call to worship.
Yain le dai 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 dai. Yain le dai 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 dai. Yain dai 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 dai. Yain la 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 la. Yain la 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 la. Yain la 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 la. Yain la 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 la. Yain la la la
we continue on page 228.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, yotze or uvarei hoshech, osei shalom uvarei et hakol, hanima'ir la'aretz, viladarim aleha birachamim uvtuvo mechadesh, v'kol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reishit. Ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai kulam v'chochma asita, ma'al ha'aretz kinyanecha titbarach Adonai Eloheinu al shiva me'aseh yadecha ve'al me'orei or she'asita yefarucha selah.
Or Chadash at Zion Tahir, 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 V'nizke kulanu
Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMe'orot. Please join me on page 231. Once or twice in a lifetime, a man or woman may choose a radical leaving, having heard, Lech Lecha, go forth. God disturbs us toward our destiny by hard events and by freedom's now urgent voice, which explode and confirm who we are. We don't like leaving, but God loves becoming. Baruch atah Adonai, haboher be'emo Yisrael be'ahava.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated. We continue chanting together the Ve'ahavta on page 234. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol livcha u'kol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha.
Ve'hayu hadivarim ha'ele asher Anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'beitecha u'v'lechtecha v'aderech u'v'shokbecha u'v'chumecha u'kshartam le'od al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha u'chtaftam am mezuzot beitecha ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We continue on page 240, singing Micha Mocha.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedam hakodesh, Torah tehilot עושה פלא, תורה תהילות עושה פלא. שיר החדשה שיבחו גאולים, לשמך אספת הים, יחד כולם הודו והמליכו והמלו. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Sur Yisrael, kuma be'ezrat Yisrael, ufedei chenumecha, Yehuda ve'Yisrael.
Go Aleinu, Adonai Tzvaot Shemo, Kedosh Yisrael.
Baruch Yisrael.
Amen. Page 242.
Adonai Sifatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
244.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevii Gula Livnei V'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim ve'rofeh cholim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayem emunato l'shenei afar, Michamocha bal gevurot, U'midor melach, Melech me'mit u'mechayeh, U'matzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman ata l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, בחיי הכל. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשמש מקדישים אותו בשמי ברום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר,
קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ, כבודו.
אדיר אדירנו, אדוני אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם,
ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור, הללויה.
לדור ודור נגיד גולך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
To all generations we will declare your greatness, and for all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Please join us at the bottom of page 250 as we join together in Vishamru. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בגדולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בגדולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בגדולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בגדולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בגדולם.
We continue on page 252. Our God and God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvot and grant us a share in your Torah. Satisfy us with your goodness and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Adonai our God, grant us your holy Shabbat as a heritage. May Israel, who sanctifies your name, rest on Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, mechadesh ha-Shabbat. We continue on page 255. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw near to life, to peace, and to joy. May we find true rest, holiness in our deeds, worth in our study of Torah. Let us feed on the love of goodness. Let us drink from the love of goodness, restrain our thirst for excess, and cleanse our hearts to serve life well. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw near in life and peace and in joy. Baruch atah Adonai,
she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod.
Please join me on page 257. For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations.
Modim anach nulach.
For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons, Modim anach nulach. For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements,
Modim anach nulach.
For human community, our common past and future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression,
Modim anach nulach.
For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared,
Modim anach nulach.
For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom,
Modim anach nulach.
For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose,
Modim anach nulach.
We pray that we may not live by our fears, but by our hopes, not by our words, but by our deeds. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai.
As we continue on page 258, please join with us with Sim Shalom. Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha, Teva Chesed Rachamim Rachamim Aleinu, V'yako Yisrael, V'yako Yisrael Amecha. Barchenu Yotzreinu Kulanu Kecha, V'yor Panecha, Ki V'yor Panecha Natata Lanu, Adonai Eloheinu. Sim Shalom, Sim Shalom, Tova Uvracha, Teva Chesed V'rachamim Aleinu, V'yako Yisrael, V'yako Yisrael Amecha. Torah Chaim V'ahavat Chesed, V'ahavat Chesed, Mitzvah Uracha V'rachamim V'chaim V'shalom. Sim Shalom, Sim Shalom, Tova Uracha, Teva Chesed V'rachamim Aleinu, V'yako Yisrael, V'yako Yisrael Amecha. V'tov v'lecha livarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה משלומך. שים שלום, שים שלום, טובה וברכה, תיבה חסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו, ויעקב ישראל, ויעקב ישראל עמך.
Baruch atah Adonai, המברך את עמו ישראל, בר שלום.
We continue in silent meditation.
רצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני צורי אדוני צורי וגואלי אדוני צורי אדוני צורי אדוני צורי וגואלי יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני צורי אדוני צורי וגואלי אדוני צורי אדוני צורי אדוני צורי וגואלי.
So we've reached that part of our service, of our Shabbat morning service, called the Torah service, where we're going to be reading from Torah, and Torah is the first 5 books of the Bible: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, all contained within one scroll. Now, you saw earlier when we went up to the Ark, which was back here, and we opened up the doors, that there were 6 scrolls inside. Each scroll is different, yet they are all the same as well. They're different because they're different ages. They come from different parts of the world. Different scribes wrote them, different, even traditions of handwriting. But they are the same because they each contain the exact same letters, the exact same words, the exact same stories, the exact same laws within each Torah scroll. One of the mitzvot, one of the commandments, is that you're not allowed to change anything in the Torah. Write a Torah scroll for yourself and then be able to pass it on from generation to generation. But we're not allowed to change anything. So literally when a scribe sits down to write a Torah scroll, he or she is going to copy a Torah scroll from one to the other. Or they'll use a tikkun, a book, in which they'll copy from it. Now, in a little bit, after we take out the Torah scroll and we get to do a processional with it, then I'll invite you guys to come up and you can come see a Torah scroll up close and kind of get to see how it's written. Now, what we do every single Shabbat is, and every week, we read a section from the Torah. We want to read the entire Torah over 1 year's time, which means that every week we're going to do a portion, and we're going to go in order. So starting in Genesis, starting at the very beginning, and we're going to move all the way through the Torah within 1 year. Right now, we're still in the book of Genesis because we just started reading Torah again back in the fall. So with the holiday called Simchat Torah, time to rejoice with Torah. When we finished reading the book in Deuteronomy, and started all over again. So we're still in the book of Genesis, and Torah portion is called Vayishlach. And later on, you're going to learn about what this Torah portion has to teach. And I'm not going to teach you. Sarah is going to be our teacher today. That's the wonderful part about becoming bat mitzvah, is that you are not just a student of Torah, Sarah. You are also our teacher. And I have to tell you, as I tell all of our B'nai Mitzvah students, you all teach me so much because you are this great reminder of Torah being living, Eitz Chaim, a tree of life, and that we read it from a different lens all the time. And your lens is of this amazing young woman who is becoming bat mitzvah in the year 2017, such different times than when it was first scribed thousands of years ago. And you get to take these words and you wrestled with them. You wrestled with the stories, literally, with this Torah portion, actually. You wrestled with this to say, what does it mean for me today? How do you take something that's, a couple thousand years old and make it relevant. Make it apply to our lives today. And that's what you've done. So we're going to go through this wonderful journey of Torah in which we're going to take it out of the ark. We're going to pass it from mom and uncle to you. And then you're going to march around. She's going to take the Torah in her arms. She's going to march around the sanctuary with the Torah scroll. And you'll notice sometimes people will take their prayer books or their tzitzit and they'll touch the Torah scroll and kiss it. It's a way of showing respect for the Torah. We don't worship the Torah. Sometimes that, how we see that, people might go, oh, they're worshiping the Torah scrolls. No, we worship only God. The purpose of touching the Torah scroll with our prayer books or our tzitzit is to show respect to it. And also this great reminder as we're walking through the Torah, or through the sanctuary with it, it's called a hakafah, is this great reminder that it belongs to each and every one of us. That it doesn't belong to me, it doesn't belong to the cantor, it doesn't only belong to Sarah, but it belongs to all of us. That we all have this responsibility to be able to study it, to be able to work hard and read from it, and most important of all, to challenge it, to say, what do these stories mean? One of the really cool things in Judaism is that we never say, because it says so. We never say that. We sit there and say, it says this, what does it mean? Does it apply to our lives? How do we find meaning in it? Not just because that's what it says, but why? And then what do we do with it? That's the awesome thing with Judaism. So, I've given a lot of information. You ready for this Torah service? Yeah, you are. You're coming over here, aren't you? Perfect. All right, so let us begin with our Torah service on page 362.
אין כמוך ואלוהים אדוני, ואין כמעשיך, מלכותך מלכות כל עמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור.
אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום.
Sarah, you have a very important job to do right now, okay? And that is to receive Torah from one generation to the next. So I'm going to invite you, we're going to go ahead and leave your prayer book right up here. I'm going to invite you to come stand right down here on the floor, and I want your mom and your uncle to come and to join you, standing right here. So Stuart and Cynthia, thank you. Sarah, you go on to the left, go on the other side. There you go. Perfect. Stuart, we're going to have you stand there in place of grandparents and past generations. Thank you. And then opening up our ark doors are going to be Noel and Anthony Ferrantino. So if you will come up and join us. And Eden, you're going to stay right there for right now, because in a little bit, when we go to uncover the Torah, I'm going to give you that Torah cover and also the Torah binder. So Eden, thank you. So Anthony and Noel, come on up, and I'll invite everyone to please rise as we continue in the middle of page 362.
Av harachamim, heitiv avitzoncha et Zion, tivnei chomot Yerushalayim, tivnei chomot Yerushalayim, ki vecha levad batachnu, melech elam v'nisa adon olamim.
Page 364, Ki Mitzion.
Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, u'devar Adonai mirushalayim.
In this scroll is the secret of our people's life from Sinai until now. Its teaching is love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it. Page 366.
Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah. Le'amo Yisrael B'kedushato. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo. Gadol Adonai Iti Uneromema Shemo Yachdav.
I'll invite the two of you to stay right there, as now we're passing Torah from one generation to the next, and this Torah scroll especially comes from Czechoslovakia. It is over 275 years old. From arm to arm, hand to hand, it has been passed on from generation to generation, and we continue that tradition today. But especially this Torah scroll, it has seen so much. There are stories that we don't know about this Torah scroll, except we do know that it was rescued from the Holocaust. It, along with 1,600 other Torah scrolls, have been preserved in congregations like ourselves as a reminder that yes, in our world, in our time, there are those who seek to destroy us, those who seek to see that the Jews no longer continue. But we know, through perseverance, through learning, through challenging, through growing, Judaism continues. And it continues because you stand here. You are a part of this. So with that, I give you this Torah scroll to embrace and to remember all of the wonderful lessons and teachings that have been given to you and passed on to you. And you give this now to your sister, to Cynthia. And Cynthia, here you stand on this beautiful day, on this Shabbat, holding on to Torah, but you have held this not only in your arms, but in your heart. But you've held it in your arms at this moment like you held Sarah in your arms when she was born. And you made a promise. You made a promise to bring her to this day and to future days like it, to give her this gift of Torah. So first, thank you. Thank you for making that promise and that commitment. But now, you pass this on to your daughter. This side. Sarah, this is yours. This belongs to you, just as it belongs to each and every one of us. Hold on to it. Learn from it. Grow from it. Find peace with it. And now allow us to also always recognize that while its weight keeps you rooted in who you are, that it also should lift you up and always inspire you to become whoever you want to become. As we get to march now in the light of Torah with you.
Lecha Adonai hagidula v'hagivura v'hatiferet v'hanetzach v'ha'od ki kol bashamayim uba'aretz ki kol bashamayim uba'aretz lecha Adonai הממלכה והמתנשא לכל ראש. השלושה דברים, השלושה דברים, שלושה דברים העולם עומד. השלושה דברים, השלושה דברים, שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים, על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים.
before you're seated, if you guys want to come up and come see the Torah up close, feel free. Come on up. Everybody can come up. Absolutely. Come on close. Come check it out. There you go. All right. There we go. Okay. Ah, she's getting hugs. This is good. Hi, guys. So the Torah, come close. It's all good. There you go. Eden, will you do me a favor? Will you hold right there? That way it doesn't, thank you so much. Perfect. And then will you hold right here? Cool. That way it doesn't roll on us. So the, excuse me. So the Torah, because, and you're welcome to be seated too, by the way. You're welcome to stand or be seated, whatever you like. It's all good. So the Torah, it's a scroll. So it's good to bind it together because otherwise it would be very, very tricky to carry it. So all of our B'nai Mitzvah students, last year during their retreat, they made their own Torah binders, which is really cool because then it's a little bit of them on the Torah. So here you go. This is Sarah's Torah binder. Yeah, I know. It's pretty awesome. You did a good job, kiddo. Sierra Vista? Or no, what's the S of the CV? Sarah Villa. Excuse me. Okay. Ooh, that's an alchait, let me tell you. All right, Sarah Villa. Nice. Okay. So, Eden, you're going to hold on to that later on as well, okay? That's all yours. Thank you. So, a Torah is made from, it's written on parchment. Parchment comes from a kosher animal. Kosher animal has split hooves and chews its cud. And so that would be a cow, would be a goat. It would not be a pig, okay? Because a pig has split hooves but doesn't chew its cud. So it's kind of deceptive. That's why Jews don't eat pork, because it's not kosher. It doesn't chew its cud. What's cud? Good question. You ready? No, that's okay. It's a really good question. Cud is a type, so when an animal chews its cud, that's how it digests its food. So it doesn't have the same type of acid within its stomach. So what it does is it chews, swallows it, and then regurgitates it and does it again.
So kind of like owl pellets?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, kind of like owl pellets. That's interesting. There you go. That works. So exactly. So that's what it does. Then it's handwritten. So Torah is handwritten by a scribe who sits down with ink that is made. It's all natural ingredients. So different berries, tree saps, different natural ingredients that are all put together. And then they're boiled and cooled and boiled and cooled. And it takes about a year to make ink because you want it to be indelible. You want it to be permanent. That Torah scroll that we had out earlier that we used for passing Torah through the generations, yes, we can still physically read from it. We can still see it. But it's not kosher right now because there are parts of it that have been damaged over the centuries and that need to be repaired. And actually, we're going to start with a program in January called Healing Our Torah, where we're going to be repairing that Torah scroll, where we're going to be able to actually start reading from it. So we're excited about that. But you can still read the letters because it's this wonderful ink that's used that's meant to last. Now, the thing with this ink is that it doesn't soak into the parchment. It literally sits on top of the parchment. And so we had a fire here a few years ago, and during the fire, fortunately, the flames didn't reach here, but the heat and also, and it sucked out all the humidity in the air. Our scribe came in to check our Torah scrolls afterward and literally was just popping the letters right off of the parchment because it lost all the humidity inside of it. So they had to repair the scroll. But also, you see it's kind of shiny. The last ingredient in our ink is honey. There you go. Yeah. So that's what gives it its shine. And also, when students start to learn to read Torah or start coming to religious school, there's this great tradition that a teacher will take honey, outline a Hebrew letter in honey, and then the kids trace it with their fingers and then lick it. Don't lick the Torah scroll. Not a good idea. But it is made from honey. Now, the other thing with this is that you'll see, so first of all, I'm going to use this. This is called a yad. And yad literally means hand. Okay? So the yad allows us to kind of touch and be able to keep track of where we're going. And so because I don't want to, it's not that it's against the rules, but you don't want to touch with your fingers because the oils in my finger will eventually break down the ink. So I use this to follow along. But you see here on the parchment, there's these lines that are etched there, okay? That's how a scribe keeps everything straight, is that they put the lines in there first and then they write from there. Now, if you notice, okay, you ready? I'm going to put you to the test. You ready for this? Okay, don't worry, you don't have to read anything. You just have to look at something. Okay, phew. All right, so look at this line right here. See the letters? See the lines? Hanging or sitting? Yeah, the letters hang from the line. It's different than how we write. Good job. She had a 50-50 chance. You rocked. All right, so the letters are hanging from the lines instead of sitting. There's a midrash. A midrash means it's a story to help explain, well, why is this that way? And the midrash, the story with why letters hang from the line versus sit on them, is because that line represents the division between heaven and earth, between God and us. And we are like the letters that we're trying to reach, trying to strive to get closer and closer toward God through our actions, through our traditions, through everything. So that line, that's why the letters are hanging from the line. Now, the other thing I told you about earlier in the prayer book, if you notice, was that, so I'll grab this, the Hebrew letters have dots and dashes here, right? Those are the vowels, okay? These are the different vowels. But there are no vowels in here. There's no punctuation in here. So we're not allowed to add anything. We can't go back and add the vowels and the punctuation to the Torah scroll. So a student, when they learn how to read Torah, they start first with a text that has all the vowels and the punctuation, and then they'll eventually move over to the Torah. So if I gave you guys something to read in English without any vowels, you'd be fine. You'd be able to read it because you know the language. But there was a time when the Jews, when we left Israel and we started moving in different countries and speaking different languages, we lost our Hebrew. Hebrew is actually one of the very few languages, if not the only language, that was completely extinct and then came back as a modern language. So instead of our, with the vowels here, the rabbis said we need to create the vowel system because if I change a vowel on something, I change the meaning. So therefore, they created the vowel system to make sure that we would read this correctly. Am I missing anything? How am I doing?
Good.
I got it? Yeah. Okay, phew. All right. Yes. Yes, exactly. I just thought the same thing. Great minds think alike. You go, Hannah. All right, Hannah, what happens if a scribe makes a mistake when writing a Torah scroll? Because they're handwriting this, by the way. You cannot write this. You can't put it through a printer. Right? You have to sit down and handwrite it. It takes them about a year to do it. So what happens if a scribe messes up?
They have to start that page over again.
Exactly. If they are not able to scrape that letter off and to correct it, they have to start that page, and you can see, so there's a page, all right, where they're sewn together, and they start all over again on that page. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. So, there you go. Any other questions, comments? Yeah? We're good back there? You guys good? All right. Well, let us go ahead and begin this reading of Torah. Thank you very much, Eden. I will take that from you. Go ahead and take that down with you. That'll be great. Thank you. And then when your dad comes up later on to adjust the Torah, you can come up as well. Now, all right. So, we're going to do 3 readings from the Torah. As I said earlier, the Torah portion is called Vayishlach. And Kendra, if you don't mind, if I can do the honor of this first one. So we want to give the honor of this first reading of Torah, of the Aliyah, for the blessing of Torah. They haven't had a chance to study the Torah portion, to read from the scroll, but they still get the honor. So what happens is when somebody comes up for the blessing, the person who does the blessing fulfills the mitzvah of reading Torah. And somebody acts as the agent. So I'm going to act as the agent on this one, but it is my honor to call forward all of Sarah's classmates from TBS. So Hannah, Eliana, Jordan, Reagan, Ava, Yoni, and Shay. If you all will come up for this honor of Aliyah LaTorah, Yamdu. I have to say Yamdu because there's a guy standing there as well. Lali ala Torah. Hi, guys.
Hi.
What's really exciting about having you all here, come closer. And actually, Sarah, come join them. This is your class. What's really exciting, guys, yes, we have Max Weber coming up in April as well. He is the very, very last one, but you are the last young woman in our class becoming bat mitzvah. So how awesome to have all of you join us and to be a part of this. So if you guys will please take your seat, and you're going to touch on the first word of Vayishlach. We're going to show honor to the Torah. So feel free if you want to reach in here. Come on, get in here. You know how to do this. Don't treat it like spaghetti. You got it. There you go. Jordan, Reagan, Yoni. There you go. There you go. Shay, Ava. There you go. Bring her along. You got it. Perfect. All right, guys. Here you go. Just in case you need to take it. Yes, you should anyway. Do it together. 1, 2, 3.
Baruch hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Vahed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Vaed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayishlach Yaakov malachim lefanav el Esav achiv, artza seir sadeh Edom. Vayatzav otam lemor, ko tomrun ladoni leEsav, ko amar avdecha Yaakov im Lavan garti, va'achar ad ata. Vayahi li shor v'chamor tzon v'avod v'shivcha v'esh lacha lahagid ladoni limtso chen. Be'enecha. One more word. There you go. Hannah, will you go ahead, please, and read us the English translation of that?
And Jacob sent messengers before him and Esau, his brother, to the land of Seir, the country of Edom. And he commanded them, saying, Thus shall you speak to my lord Esau. Your servant Jacob said thus, I have sojourned with Laban and stayed there until now. And I have oxen and donkeys, flocks, and men servants and women servants. And I have sent to tell my Lord that I may find favor in your sight.
Very nice. Thank you very much. You're welcome. All right, guys. So, be'enecha, right here, the final word. If you will touch your tzitzit there, this is a way of showing respect to Torah. Come on in, guys. Jump in. Eliana, Jordan, Shay, and Yoni. There you go. Shay. There you are. Yoni and Reagan. There you are. And Ava. Beautiful. Nice job, guys. All right. Here you go. 1, 2, 3.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Thank you, each of you. May you continue to grow from strength to strength with Torah. I have been this has just been amazing to be not only your rabbi and your teacher, but a part of this class as well, Yoni. So I thank you guys for all that you are and all that each of you are yet to become. Remember, may you be blessed in all that you are. May you be blessed in all that you will become. Know that TBS is a place that you create. It is your home. It is your congregational home. This is your Jewish community. Make it that place. Make it be that wonderful, special place, just as you have created this community amongst yourselves, share that with the community that is all of TBS and all of the Jewish community. May you go from strength to strength, but always stay rooted right here. Mazel tov, guys. Thank you. You may be seated. Hang on, I got to get this big guy. Thank you, honey. So for our second aliyah,
Chanting the blessing for our second aliyah will be Carl Bendroff, Tzvi ben Avraham Besara, and reading the English translation, Stuart Joseph Wolvenson. Ya'amdu l'aliyah hashenit.
Carl, it is truly an honor for us to have you here for this Aliyah LaTorah, for you have been an amazing teacher and mentor to Sarah. And so thank you for sharing the blessings of all that you are with us, and especially the gift that you have given to Sarah. Please. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. You can come closer.
Amen. Vayashuvu hamalachim el Yaakov lemor. Vahanu el achicha el Esav vegam holech likratecha ve'arba meot ish imo. Vayira Yaakov meod vayetzelo vayachatz et ha'am asher ito ואת הצאן ואת הבקר והגמלים לשני מחנות ויאמר אם יבואו עשיו אל המחנה האחת והיכהו והיה המחנה הנשאר לפליטם ויאמר יעקב אלוהי אבי אברהם ואלוהי אבי יצחק אדוני האומר אלי שוב לארצך ולמולדתך והיטיבה עמך.
And the messengers returned to Yaakov, saying, "We came to your brother Esau, and also he comes to meet you, and 400 men with him." Then Yaakov was greatly afraid and distressed, and he divided the people who were with him and the flocks and herds and the camels in 2 bands, and said, "If Esau comes to the one company and attacks it, then the other company which is left shall escape." And Yaakov said, "O God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, the Lord of who said to me, 'Return to your country and to your family, and I will deal well with you.'"
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Natan Lanu Torat Emet V'Haye Olam Nata B'Tochenu Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Sorry, I see you right there. For our third aliyah, Cynthia, we will call you formally in just a moment, but we have to take care of some business. Come close. Yes. We have to take care of some business because, you see, you don't have a Hebrew name as of yet. So now we get to bestow upon you a Hebrew name. Well, actually, you have this wonderful benefit of being an adult who got to choose her own Hebrew name, which is awesome because, sometimes, we receive Hebrew names when we're kids or we give them to our children and we hope that will be the characteristics that they emulate. You have chosen the Hebrew name Miriam, truly a strong woman in our history, a woman who was a protector of her brother, who watched over him, but also a prophetess who really was instrumental in being a leader of the Israelite people after they left Egypt. Everywhere that Miriam went, a well appeared, a well of water. And so it was there, it's that reminder, water is our life source. Miriam, she gave life, she brought life. You have given us this wonderful gift of your daughter. You have shared her with us. Don't worry, we won't keep her unless you want us to. Maybe. But you bring water. You bring life-sustaining moments to all of us. So it is our honor to bestow upon you your Hebrew name, that you should be known amongst the people of Yisrael every time that you are called to Torah, and may it be many times. Every time that you are called as an Israelite, this wonderful name, Miriam bat Yitzchak Yosef uBeatrice. May this name give you strength. May this name always inspire you. May it be a part of who you are, for we know that we are known by many, many names. And we are grateful that you are not only Cynthia, but you are Miriam. Mazal Tov. And this way you'll remember. No, but don't go anywhere. Because now we get to call you by your Hebrew name for Aliyah LaTorah.
Ta'amod Miriam bat Yitzchak Yosef uBeatrice le'aliyah ha'shlishit.
Great. Come on this side, right over here where the blessings are. And we're going to show you where the first word is. And actually, here, if you'll take my seat. There you go. Yes. And touch on the first word. There you go. And kiss. There you are. Perfect. And I'll take that, and then you can go ahead and do the blessing.
Baruch et Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayikachem, vayavirem et hanachal, vayaver et ashelo. Vayivater Yaakov levado, vayeavek ish imo ad alot hashachar. Vayar ki lo yachol lo, vayiga bechaf yerecho, vatika kaf yerech Yaakov beheavko imo. Vayomer shalcheni ki Allah hashachar, vayomer lo ashalechacha ki im berachtani. Vayomer elav mashemecha, vayomer Yaakov. Vayomer lo Yaakov ye'amer od shimcha, ki im Yisrael, ki sarita im Elohim, ve'im anashim v'tuchal.
And he took them and sent them over the brook, and sent them over which he had. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint, and he wrestled with him. And he said, Let me go, for the day breaks. And he said, I will not let you go, except you bless me. And he said to him, What is your name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Your name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as prince you have power with God and with men, and have prevailed.
And then here, if you'll take tzitzit once again, and you touch on the last word, v'tuchal. There you go.
Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayi olam nata betochenu, Barucha ata Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Don't go anywhere. Yashikah. Don't go anywhere, because this is a really important part that you want to stay right here for. Of course. Yes, because now that we've read 3 portions, we're going to read what's called the maftir. The maftir are the last few sentences of this Torah portion, and that honor always goes to our bat mitzvah. Just a second. We'll get right to you. We gotta wait for you to hear your Hebrew name.
Talmud Habachura Habat Mitzvah Sarah Bat Miriam Aliyah HaTorah. Hang on to that for a moment and mark your first word.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar banu mikol hamim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Ve'ele shemot alufei Esav lemishpechotam limkomotam bishmotam aluf timan aluf alva aluf yetet aluf Alivama, Aluf, Allah, Aluf, Pinon, Aluf, Kinaz, Aluf, Timan, Aluf, Mivzar, Aluf, Magdiel, Aluf, Iram, Ele, Alufei Edom, Lemishvotam, Be'eretz, Ahuzatam, Ha'esav, Avi Edom.
English translation right over there.
These are the names of the clans of Esau, each with its families and locality. Name by name, the clans Timnah, Alva, Yetet, Aholivama, Elah, Pinon, Kinaz, Timon, Mivzar, Magdiel, and Iram. Those are the clans of Edom, that is, of Esau, father of the Edomites, by their settlements in the land which they hold. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam. Betohenu, Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yashikah. Mazel tov. Mom gets to give you a hug. There you go. Mazel tov. And I'd like to invite forward Stuart and Eden, if you'll come forward. We're going to be dressing the Torah. Yeah, bring the Torah cover and the binder. And Stuart, you're going to hold our Torah scroll. But as you're coming forward, we also recite a Mishaberach for healing. So as I recite this blessing for healing, I invite you to think about all of those in your lives, in your community, friends, family of any faith, any tradition, who are in need of healing. Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu Avraham, Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah, Hu yivarech et hacholim hakadosh baruch hu yimale rachamim alehem. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for all of those who are in need of healing, for their health to be restored, their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit, and let us say, Amen. As we rise now and give honor to the Torah. One second. There we go.
וזאת התורה ששם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
The Haftarah, the Parashat Vayishla. Please be seated. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. The Haftarah for Parashat Vayishla is Hosea verses 1 through 7. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar binviim tovim v'ratza b'divrehem haneme'arim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah Uvme'aseh avdo, uv Yisrael emo, uvnevi'im emo, v'tzedek. Sevavuni v'chachash Ephraim, uvmirma beit Yisrael, v'hoda ed rad im al, ve'im kiddoshim ne'eman. Ephraim sounds me with deceit, the house of Israel with guile. But Judah stands firm with God and is faithful to the Holy One. Ephraim tends the wind and pursues the gale. He's forever adding illusion to calamity. Now they make a covenant with Assyria. Now oil is carried to Egypt. Adonai once indicted Judah and punished Judah for his conduct, requited him for his deeds. In the womb he tried to supplant his brother. Grown to manhood, he strove with a divine being. He strove with an angel and prevailed. The other had to weep and implore him. At Bethel, Jacob would meet him, there to commune with him. Yet Adonai, the God of hosts, must be invoked as Adonai. You must return to your God, practice goodness and justice, and constantly trust in your God. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, melech haolam, zur kol halamim, zadik bekol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer ve'oseh, ha'medober u'mechayeh, shekol devara emet v'tzedek. Al ha'torah ve'al ha'nevi'im ve'al ha'nevi'im ve'al yom ha'shabbat zenatalanu, Adonai Eloheinu. Likdusha velim nuha, ultetafot ultifaret. Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu, anu modim lach, verhim atach, yitbarach shemha, befi kol chai timid le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, mechadesh ha'shabbat.
Yasher koach, mazel tov. How you doing? That was beautiful. Thank you. So now we're going to return our Torah to the ark. We're going to turn in our prayer books. Sorry, whoops, I'm going to grab my prayer book out here. Here we go. Oh, there we are. So as we return the Torah to the ark on page, there we go. 374, right there in the middle. We invite everyone to please rise. Thank you very much. I'll take that back. If you'll come to the ark with us too. Go ahead and open up the Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
טוב נתתי לכם, תורתי אל תעזובו. עץ חיים היא, למחזיקים בה, ותומכיה מאושר. דרכיה דרכי נועם, וכל נתיבותיה שלום. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה. חדש חדש ימינו, חדש ימינו כקדם.
Who are we? What are we fighting for? Or another way to ask it, who are we fighting with? Sometimes we get caught up in wrestling with someone else when we are actually wrestling with ourselves. We all have issues that are hard to face, but sometimes we have to stand up for something unexpectedly. For example, we might find that we have to make a difficult decision when we are sad or angry. Another example is when I get mad about all the homework I get in school. I shouldn't take it out on my friends and family. This week's Torah portion is about Jacob, one of the founding fathers of the Jewish people. For us Jews, the patriarchs are not remote historical figures, but are significant role models in everyday religious life. Jacob had a challenging life, and with each challenge, he overcame them. Jacob had a challenging life, and with each challenge, again, he overcame them. Early in life, Jacob questionably attains his father's blessing that was supposed to go to his older brother, Esau. His mom, Rebecca, who helps him getting the blessing, sends him away from home in order to avoid the wrath of his brother Esau. Jacob and Esau are separated for 20 years, during which Jacob gets married, and that's a whole other challenging story in his life, and has 12 sons and 1 daughter. But after 20 years, Esau wants to meet with Jacob, and Jacob is scared that he wants to kill him. Jacob is feeling very guilty about what happened when they were younger. The night before Jacob and Esau are to meet, Jacob has a dream in which he is attacked by an angel who looks like a man. Now, there are a few ways to interpret the wrestling of Jacob. Wrestling with his own guilt that he was a part of stealing the birthright and blessings from his brother Esau. When Jacob stole the blessing from Esau, which gave him a great amount of guilt, he was also under the influence of his mother Rebecca, who kept pushing him over his limits, over and over. So all these wrongdoings toward Esau made him wrestle with himself. An important life lesson can be learned here. Jacob wrestling with himself taught me we have to listen to our conscience and take responsibility for our actions. For example, let's say I got a bad grade on a test. This is an example. I don't get bad grades. I promise, okay? I need to tell my mom I did bad on that particular test and tell her I will do better next time. But I also have to wrestle with the idea that maybe I don't understand the material and I have to work harder at asking for clarification. I also know how important it is for me to take care of myself. that there are times that I have to wrestle with making decisions on my own instead of someone always telling me what to do. I also have to wrestle, how can I keep and make this world a better place? This comes through the work I did for my Mitzvah project. For those of you who don't know, Mitzvah means a commandment, and we are all commanded to help make our world better. So, my Mitzvah project was to help those in need at the Ronald McDonald House. The people who stay at the Ronald McDonald House have children or family members who are going through treatment at the hospital nearby. So, I did everything they needed to make them feel at home and welcome by making them a home-cooked meal and providing toys for the children who stay there. I would like to thank my mom for being there for me throughout this whole entire experience and never leaving my side. I would like to thank my TBS family. You guys helped me and told me I wasn't alone. Finally, I would like to thank Rabbi and Cantor for helping me in any way possible. I would like to thank Aunt Renee, Uncle Stuart, and my cousin Evan for coming to this service and supporting me. I would also like to thank my friends for supporting me. You guys are the best. I would like to thank Carl, my amazing tutor. I would have not been able to be here without you. I would like to thank the Ferrantino family. You didn't have to come, but you came anyway. Being a bat mitzvah to me means realizing how much religion means to me in life. For example, before this, I didn't take the time to think about what I really believe as a Jew. What I've learned is that there are so many ways to think about this, and that everyone considers their Judaism in their own way, based on what's going on in their life. The reason why being Jewish has become so important to me recently is because I can look back at the matriarchs and patriarchs and see how challenging their lives were. Now, forget about that. Okay, I can also go into life knowing that this is the one thing I'm certain about, being Jewish. Throughout this whole entire experience, I have learned to listen to both my head and my heart. Shabbat Shalom. I'm really excited about this.
Are you? Let's scoot over. All right, so now I get to do what every teenager dreads, which is to talk about them in public and in front of her friends. But I promise to keep it brief and not nearly as embarrassingly as I could be. So, Sarah, I want to start by telling you how proud I am of you because you have grown into a strong, independent, kind, loving young lady with an adventurous spirit that I truly admire. This was evident from the first day we took you to kindergarten. As a first-time parent, I read every book I could find on how to handle the first day drop-off experience, as I was told that this was a major milestone. I wanted to make sure that I could handle it correctly for you. So off we went, Dad and I holding each of your hands, our hearts full of love for you, and my head full of advice from Google. 5 steps from the door, you abruptly turned around, gave each one of us a kiss, a hug, and said goodbye. No advice necessary. On her own, our sweet little girl through those great big doors, leaving us speechless and confirming what I had already started to suspect, that you were braver and are braver than each one of us. We waited a few minutes in case you changed your mind, but you decided to stay the whole day. That spark of strength and confidence has grown, and it is what brings us here today. I see how hard you work in school, make it into honor society, receiving an achievement medal in math, and already planning for college. I'm certain the best is yet to come, and I'm sure you'll achieve what you set your mind to, as you've done today. I'm almost done. I was looking for inspirational words for today and found some lovely examples, but luckily I did not have to look too far. They come from Rabbi Cohen's Friday night service in August of 2016. She said something then that reminded me of you, and I'm going to try to capture her words. But the love in my heart may get in the way. We are all smart enough to know, we are all smart enough to know that God will not fulfill some of our prayers. We pray because we know there's a little bit of God within us. The divine spark. Excuse me, I don't want to get this part wrong. The divine spark. That when allowed to shine, it is then that yes, we find blessings. I see that spark in you every day and shining brightly today as my prayers were answered the day you were born. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm okay, I promise.
No, it's good. It's good, right? Yeah. Because these are tears of joy and of blessing. And we all get to share in that. And so, thank you. You become bat mitzvah, not just amongst family and your school friends, but also your temple community as well. And we are grateful that you are surrounded with so much love around you. And it is my honor to call forward because, we have a few gifts for you. So, there we go. So it is my honor to call forward to make some presentations to you on behalf of our board of directors, Stacy Nagel, representing our sisterhood, Sarah Schweitz, and representing our youth group from your class, Hannah and Eliana and Jordan. So guys, if you all want to come up. And as they also come up, I'm going to represent our brotherhood too, in that our brotherhood give to you, Sarah, a tzedakah box that you continue to do this wonderful work of mitzvot. And I want you to know something too, and this wasn't planned beforehand, but it's kind of cool seeing how it happened. Our mitzvah of the month for December is we're doing a toy drive and tzedakah drive for Ronald McDonald House for their toy drive. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you for really creating that path for us. So fill up that tzedakah box and continue that wonderful, wonderful work. I'm going to turn you over to your friends right here. There you go. Here you go, guys. There you are.
Mazel tov, Sarah. You did such an amazing job today, and I'm so proud of all your hard work. I know you're going to go far and do big things in the future. So I picked out this quote from Dr. Seuss, and it reads, "Oh, the places you'll go." Once again, Mazel tov.
Sarah, you did amazing to say the least. We are beyond proud of you and are so grateful to have shared this journey with you. You always seem to spark light in darkness as Havdalah candles do. Havdalah means separation or division in Hebrew. Today, you have separated to adulthood, so I am honored to present you on behalf of the youth group a Havdalah candle, Mazel tov.
Okay, this is kind of long. I'm sorry. Sarah, Mazel tov on your big day. You did great, just how I knew you would. I remember the first time I met you. It was the first day of temple, and my mom told me that you were new too. I kind of knew you because we went to the same school, but I was new to VPE and didn't know anyone yet. Right off the bat, I knew we were going to be friends. I love that we have so many connections. Neighbors, classmates, and of course, best friends. I love walking over to your house all the time and eating your Blue Apron meals. I also love how you won't judge me when I do weird stuff. Although we are so different and like different things, in the end, we always bond. You are so caring towards everyone, and you always know how to make someone happy and feel comfortable in their surroundings. You are so talented, have like everything you do, and can always cheer me up on a bad day. Here's some Sour Patch. At my bat mitzvah, you made a speech and gave me sour Skittles, saying that I was sour but sweet. Now that is something we have in common. So here is a bag of Sour Patch, because you are sour and sweet. Mazel tov, yo, Hernandez.
Okay. Sarah, as the Director of Membership and on behalf of the entire Temple Beth Sholom Board, I want to thank you for leading us so beautifully today through our Torah service. And I especially want to thank you for your mitzvah project. I was a Girl Scout leader for 17 years, and my Girl Scout troops, both of them, our main project was the Ronald McDonald House. We cleaned at the house, we cooked at the house, we brought toys to the house, and so I want to thank you for continuing with that very important organization. On behalf of the Temple Board, I am presenting you with something that you've already been using, your Siddur, your prayer book. I hope that you continue to read its prayers and its pages, and I hope the spirit of Torah continues to motivate you in all that you do. And Mazel Tov to you and to your family on behalf of the entire Temple Beth Shalom Board. Oh, thank you.
Hi, Sarah. Mazel Tov and come a little closer. Mazel Tov and congratulations. You're taller than I am. Look at that. Okay. This is a day of blessings. This is a day of joy. And we, the ladies of the sisterhood, were rejoicing with you and your family. We're very proud of you. You did a fantastic job. So what will be a day and a celebration without a present? So on behalf of sisterhood, we present you with this Kiddush cup. And you know how to use a Kiddush cup. You use it every Shabbat and the holidays, and it will remind you of this special day. So take it home and start this coming Friday. Use it this Friday. Then when you go to college, you take it with you. And then after that, when you go to graduate school, take it with you. And then you take it to your own home when you get married. And this way, there will be a continuity, and it will remember you, who you are. You'll remember your identity. You will remember this beautiful day and this beautiful sanctuary. We created this holy space. We are enjoying it. And I hope you and your children and grandchildren, one day they will reach this happy occasion. And by the way, use this in that order, okay?
I will, I promise.
Yeah, yes. Mazel tov. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot my blessing.
Oh, yes.
Yes, my blessing to you is that in the future, in the years to come, you will enjoy, may you enjoy good health, happiness, prosperity, and shalom. Mazel tov.
Amen, amen. Mwah. Thank you, Sarah. Ladies, thank you guys so very, very much. Wonderful. Thank you very much. All right. One final blessing. And that is the blessing that Cantor and I get to bestow upon you, a blessing that's been passed on Lador Vador from generation to generation. So I'm going to invite your mom to come up and join us. And I'd like to invite everyone to please rise. Come on up.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. How about you?
Going pretty good, really, really good. Sarah, Mazel Tov. We are so proud of you. We told you we were proud of you before you even stepped foot on this bima, because we're proud of everything that you have put into today. It isn't only about the words that came out of your mouth. It's about that spark that just comes forward and just beams from you, from who you are. I love this Torah portion in which we read about how Jacob has to wrestle. And that whole question of who or what is he wrestling with? Is he wrestling with God, or is he wrestling with himself? Sarah, there are going to be moments in your life, and there already have been moments in your life, where you have had to wrestle. Wrestling with what to do next. Wrestling with a decision about a class or a decision about an action or something that is going on in your life. You've had to wrestle. You're going to have more opportunities to wrestle, and don't ever look at them as negative things, because they're blessings. Because we have that ability to make choices in our lives. We have abilities to say, I'm going to choose to do this instead of that. Will they always be the right choice? No, because guess what? None of us are perfect. Nobody here is. And yeah, there will be times that we will make mistakes. But then we wrestle with, how do I make it better? How do I make a change? Most importantly, how do I make myself better? How do I make myself stronger? So, Yaakov became Yisrael, one who wrestles with God. Today, you are still and always will be Sarah. Sarah bat Miriam. Sarah, this beautiful person who stands before us, who I hope that you will not only wrestle with things in your own life, but I hope you will cause us, remind all of us, to wrestle. Wrestle with how we can make our world a better place. Wrestle with what it is that we can do to be kinder people, to be more compassionate, to be more respectful. Please, Sarah bat Miriam, help us to always be the best that we can be, because we see how amazing you are and what a blessing you already are and the blessing you are yet to be. But we get to bestow this blessing upon you now, blessing that we find in our Torah, blessings that have been passed on from generation to generation, blessings that we experience at different moments in our life. Hold on to this one. Remember this moment and carry it with you always as we bless you with words of our people.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and watch over you.
V'yaher Adonai panav elecha v'yihuneka.
May God's light shine on you, in you, and through you, and may God be truly gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Sarah bat Miriam, may you always know God's presence around you, giving you that spark of divinity, that spark of life and blessing. May God give you a life that is filled with good health and with happiness. Most important of all, a life that is filled with shalom, with peace. Kein yehi ratzon. May this be God's will. We remain standing and we turn in our prayer books to our concluding blessing of Aleinu L'Shabeach, page 586, in the middle.
Aleinu L'Shabeach L'Adon HaKol, L'Atek Gdula L'Yatzer Bereshit, Shelo Asanu K'goyei Haratzot, V'lo Samanu K'mishpachot Adama, Shelo Sam Chelkeinu Kahem, V'goralenu K'chol Hamonam, V'anachnu Korim, Umishtachavim umodim, Lifnei Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Page 591.
V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz, Bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, Ushemo echad.
As we remain standing and we recall those who are no longer with us with moments of Kaddish praise, so you guys can stay right here. There you go. We remember those who are no longer with us, especially those who have recently departed: Marilyn Halevi, Marjorie Kahn-Golub, Ruby Goldberg, and Florence Feinberg. We remember those also whose yahrzeit, the anniversary of their passing, we recall on this Shabbat and during this coming week: Vivian Brewington, Isaac Brown, Bertha Esco, Esther Feldman, Bessie Field, Russell Glenn Fisher, Harold Goldsman, Susan Margaret Goodman, Millie Groner, Sherry Elise Landsman, Max Lever, Bernard Levin, Stanley Meisner, Sarah Menaker, Anna Mirko, David Newberg, Edwin E. Osborne, Dora Perkel, Nat Pickus, Kay Rice, Manny Rice, Ruth Rappaport Saltzer, Molly Sandberg, Clara Schneider, Bertel Schoenberg, Evelyn Schweitz-Weinert, Harry Silver, Alan Silverstein, Jacqueline Smith, Elizabeth Spitzer, Ida Stein, Jack Sussman, Lucille T., Rose Erdangen, Arnold S. Weinthal, Stephen Weiss, Jay Wellens, Gertrude Wolf, and Norman Yastrov. If there's anyone here who's in the period of mourning of Shiva, Shloshim, or Shana, or is observing a yahrzeit of a loved one whose name I have not called, I invite you as I face in your direction to please share their names with us. For them and for all of those who have given their lives al Kiddush Hashem for the sanctification of God's holy name, and for all those who have no one to say Kaddish for them, we join together, page 598, Kaddish Yatom, our mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal Vit Kadash
Shebe Rabba Be'alma Divrach Hirute V'amlik Malchute V'chayechon of Yomechon V'chayei Techol Beit Yisrael
Bagalau Vizman Kari Vimru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam Lomei Omaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei Nekudisha Barichu Leila Min Kol Berchata V'shirata
Tush Bechata V'nechemata
Damiran Bi'alma V'imru Amen. Yehei Shlom Rabba Min Shemaya V'chayim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen.
Oseh Shalom B'romav
Hu Ya'aseh Shalom.
Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru
Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, and let us say together, Amen. So in just a moment, they're going to go help. You guys going to get everything all settled back there? All right, perfect. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. We are going to be joining together after our closing song in the living room for Kiddush and a motzi in honor of Sarah becoming bat mitzvah. So we'll invite you to come out there. There's little cups of grape juice. It's all grape juice. So feel free to take a cup of grape juice. Don't drink from it yet. We're going to join together with a blessing first with that. And then we'll have a lunch together and we'll celebrate. Mazel tov. So let's close. Here you go. I'll let you get next to Sarah right there. As we join together with our closing song, feel free to put your arms around somebody next to you if you like. Say hello if you don't know who they are. There you go.
Oh, say shalom bimromav, Ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.